Welcome, everyone. I'm Chrissy, and you're watching Viral Media Outlet. So, I wanted to come on here and talk to you all about what's been trending on TikTok lately. So, if you did not know, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So, happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month to the men out there. Now, June is also Pride Month. May is Mental Health Awareness Month for everyone to celebrate their mental health. But yes, I did not know that June is a month dedicated just for men to celebrate theirs. Now, I'm not hating on that at all. I have no issues with that at all. I think it's wonderful, amazing, great. It makes me happy. Not hating on it. I have no issues at all. But unfortunately, I guess on TikTok, there has been some videos made by women hating on it that they just simply do not care that is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think that is crazy. I think it's messed up, absurd. I just like, why would you hate on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month? Just why? Okay. So I'm on TikTok now. I had a video in my list, which is no longer there. It was a woman hating on it. She was hating on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. It's no longer here. However, I do have some points written down of what she was saying in that video. So even though it's not there anymore, I still want to go over what she was saying. The reason why I kind of remember what she was saying is because I was writing it down word for word. I wanted to write it down word for word. She was swearing too much in that TikTok. She was swearing way too much. So I wanted to write it down word for word, but unfortunately that video's not there. But I was playing that video a lot before she took it down. I don't know who took it down. Maybe TikTok did. Maybe she took it down from receiving too much backlash. I don't know. Whatever the case may be. So that's why I kind of remember the points that she was saying, and I will go over those points in a minute. So I think I'm late to the party because I barely found any videos now of women hating on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, which is good. I barely see any videos. Okay. So let's just get into the video. I do want to, like I said, go over the points of what this woman was saying, and then we'll go over the videos that I have in my list. So she started off this. I don't know her TikTok username or anything. It's just, yeah, I'm just going to go over her points. So she started off the video being very sarcastic. She said, "Happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month." Then she said, "Just kidding." She also said, "It sounds weird to even say that off my lips." She says, "I feel as though this is just to forget about women's mental health." And then she also said, "Where is Women's Mental Health Awareness Month?" Then she says, "If more men are in therapy, then you wouldn't even need a Men's Mental Health Awareness Month." Then she says, "It's not a woman's fault that a lot of men aren't in therapy." I think she was responding to some videos made by men blaming women for their mental health struggles, which is not okay. I think that's what she meant when she said that. Then she also said, "Men that are in therapy are praised and celebrated by women when a man is going to therapy." I mean, I have no issues with that. I have no issues with celebrating and praising men that are in therapy because by and large, there aren't a lot of men in therapy. So when I do see men in therapy, it you just get that feeling like, okay, good, we got a man in therapy because of the stigma. That's why it's a stigma that men have being in therapy. So when I do see a man in therapy and working on himself, yes, I will praise and celebrate that person. I sure would. And then she also said, "The men that are complaining about people hating on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month are the same ones that are not even in therapy." So that is what she said. So the point that she pointed out, the thing that she said that caught my attention is when she says, "Where is Women's Mental Health Awareness Month?" Okay, that's what she says. She says, "Where is Women's Mental Health Awareness Month?" Then she went on to say, "If more men were in therapy, they wouldn't even need a Men's Mental Health Awareness Month." That kind of contradicts. That's kind of contradicting, right? Because if more men were in therapy, then they wouldn't even need a Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So where is the women's? According to the statistics, there are more women in therapy than men, right? So, with that being said, why would women need a Women's Mental Health Awareness Month then? You just said if more men were in therapy, they wouldn't need one. So, since a lot of men aren't in therapy, wouldn't they need one? That makes no sense. Wouldn't men need a month dedicated for them if there's, for the fact that there's not a lot of them in therapy, a lot of men in therapy? wouldn't they need a month dedicated for them? If a lot of women aren't in therapy, this is according to your logic, to her logic. If a lot of women aren't in therapy, then yes, women will need a Women's Mental Health Awareness Month. That's according to her logic, though. Because, like I said, May is Mental Health Awareness Month for everyone. When you're bringing awareness to something, it's so that people can know that, hey, that's what awareness means. To be aware is like, hey, this is what's going on. This needs to be done. So since we know that there are not a lot of men in therapy, wouldn't it make sense to bring awareness to that? This is why men have a Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Why would women need to be aware of mental health if by and large there are women in mental health more than men? Okay, so that's what pointed out to me when she said that. Like, it just makes no sense when she says, where is Women's Mental Health Awareness Month? Why would we need Mental Health Awareness Month when by and large we are in therapy more than men? Men aren't in therapy as much as women. So yes, they're going to need a month of awareness. And that's also going to promote other men to go to therapy, right? But anyways, that's what I just wanted to say. I mean, I wish this video was still here. I really do. I wish her video was still here. But let's go on to the videos. I want to start off with this one. This video is very, very long. I will not play it all. So let's start off with his. I think I might play all the videos and then we'll come back with my commentary or my opinions, or I might just play one TikTok and then do my opinion on it. I don't know. It depends. So I'm going to start off with this one right here. So let's go.
Hey, fellas, and anyone else willing to listen? Yes, I'm talking to you, ladies. I have a question for you. Did you know June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month? Have you seen any coverage on it? If the answer is no to either, then you aren't alone. In fact, you're in the overwhelming majority. And honestly, I think that's criminal. It isn't just part of the problem, it is the problem. And it's time that we shed some light on it. Look, unless you're blind and deaf, you know that June is Pride Month. It's been covered on every newscast. It's plastered all over social media. Companies everywhere are falling over themselves to show their support for gay rights. It's everywhere, and I'm not in any way saying that that's not okay, but I'm asking, where's the concern for men? Where's the concern for men's mental health? The bottom line is, there isn't any, and that's telling. No hashtags, no TikTok trends, no big NFL and MLB statements. No corporate rainbow packaging for men's mental health. And that speaks volumes. It's not just telling, it's tragic. The fact...
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. I was taking some notes on what he was saying. Now, he said a lot more. I'm only going to put my opinion in what he said in the beginning. Because like I said, this video is long. It's 9 minutes and 4 seconds long. So I'm only going to give my opinion on what he said on the first half. So from what he's saying is it sounds like he wants Men's Mental Health Awareness Month to be just as big as Pride Month, right? That's what it sounds like. I did take a lot of notes. He said it's not being there's not a lot of coverage on it. There's no hashtags, no videos, no TikTok trends, no newscasts. It's not plastered all over social media. So it sounds like he wants Men's Mental Health Awareness Month to be just as big as Pride Month, right? Okay. And I have no problem with that. He's right. It's not as big. Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is not as big as Pride Month. But why? Why is Pride Month bigger than Men's Mental Health Awareness Month? Now, when you think about these two, you got to compare the struggles of these two. Now, we know there's LGBTQIA. I hope I said the letters in the right order. There is a history behind people in this community, for the people in that community. I believe, this is my opinion, I believe that Pride Month is huge the way it is because of the people in it, how they supported it, how the people in this community, even if you're not even in the LGBTQIA community, even people that are not in that community still were supporting these people. That's why I think Pride Month is huge and plastered all over the place on social media, on newscasts and hashtags, more coverage, more videos about it. It's because how people support Pride Month. That's why. Now, sir, if you want Men's Mental Health Awareness Month to be just as big as Pride Month, maybe we need more men supporting Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. We need more people, not even just men. We need more people to support Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Who does it start with though? I believe to make it that big, because it's a month for men, it's not a month for women. If men want this to be a very big thing like Pride, you have to make it a big thing. There are still too many men that are quiet. There are still too many men that will not go to therapy. There are still too many men that they know they're suffering in silence, but still they're hanging in there, or, they're hanging in there because of the stigma that going to therapy equals being weak. There are still a lot of men that think that they're suffering, and they know they are, but they're not going to make this a big thing, because I think it's going to be a big hit to men's ego. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going somewhere with this. Let's pretend that Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is just as big as Pride Month. You don't think this will be a big hit to a man's ego? Because there's a stigma. If you want this to be just as big as Pride Month, then you have to get rid of the stigma that going to therapy, addressing your emotions, fixing your emotions and stuff is equivalent to being weak. There you go. It's right there. It's the stigma. Drop the stigma, change the stigma that going to therapy, working on your emotions is equivalent to being weak. It's a sign of weakness. Men going into therapy is a sign of weakness. This is what society is saying. Created by men. Men created that stigma. So if you want this to be big, just as big as Pride, you need more men being just as loud. And what I mean by loud is support. In the LGBTQIA community, they were loud about it. There's been protests about it. They want to be seen, heard, looked at as human beings, and lots of things went down in that community. That's why Pride is so huge. Pride Month is so huge because of the support that they received in their community and out of their community. They had a lot of support. If men want more support, it starts with men first. I'm sorry, it does. It starts with men first. Once people start seeing how serious men are, that they want this movement, this Men's Mental Health Awareness Month to be so big. Once people start to see, like, man, these men are serious. We got more men in therapy. They're being serious. I think everyone will follow along. That's what I believe. I believe everyone will follow along and they will support it. It will be supported. But like I said, there are still too many men that are quiet. There are still too many men that are following that stigma and don't mind that there's a stigma because they don't want to be seen as weak. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say on that TikTok. Let me know if you agree. Let me know your opinion. Let's go to the next one. Now I'm going to have to go to the next one like this because it's just weird. I have to keep going in and out of this. I mean, I can scroll, but I don't want to play the next video too fast. Let's go ahead and play this one. All right, next one.
I just want to show this view real quick, man. It's a beautiful day out here with my family, out here fishing. I just want to say God is good. And then also, this video is for you. I just want to say to every young man out there who's been feeling heavy, I see you. I see you. I know you trying to stay strong when you feel like falling apart. But I want you to know it's okay to be not okay. You don't have to carry everything alone. You don't have to. Talking to somebody doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Trust me, I've been there. But to speak to someone, it makes you wise. To get things off your chest, it makes you very wise. You don't have to carry burdens alone. This world is loud about what a man should be. But real strength is found in healing, in being honest and showing up for yourself. And only you know you, and only you know what you need. I just want to say, keep going. You matter. Your life matters. Trust me, it does. And you are not alone. And that's in Jesus' name. And I just want to salute you, brother. I just want to show this view.
All right. So you see what I mean? If there were more men like this supporting one another, like there's more men supporting one another, then yes, I believe that Men's Mental Health Awareness Month will be just as big as Pride. If you want Men's Mental Health Awareness Month to be just as big as Pride Month, then we need more men to speak up and support one another. He is supporting men and telling men that it's okay. It is okay if you need help. It's okay to go to therapy, you guys. It's not going to therapy. It's just not a woman's thing. Like, oh, only women go to therapy because it's a sign of weakness. Working on yourself is not a sign of weakness. Okay. Working on yourself is not a sign of weakness. We don't just have people in therapy because they're working on their emotions. We have people in therapy because they have mental illnesses, right? Mental illnesses is not just, about working on your emotions or something because you're just so sad and you're so angry and it's more to that. There's people in therapy because they have a mental disorder. And it's nothing wrong with being diagnosed with something if this is what the psychologist or the therapist says that's what you have. There's nothing wrong with that. You can always disagree. If the therapist says, "Oh, you have this," you can always say, "Nah, I don't have that." But the point I'm trying to make is we do need more men to say that it's okay to go to therapy, to work on yourself, because this is what's going on. There's a stigma with men that going to therapy means weakness. There's a stigma. It starts with, start with children. When a little boy gets hurt, oh, get up. You're all right. They can't cry. That's where it starts. It starts when you are a child, a little boy. That's where it begins. This whole stigma begins with children. It starts with children. You start instilling it in children by telling them, the little boys, by saying, okay, you just got hurt, but brush it off. You're okay. You're a boy. Brush it off. And bam, that sticks with you. You got, guys, to the men out there, you have to break that stigma. I'm sorry, you do. Men's Mental Health Awareness Month will never be as big as Pride Month if you keep on keeping that stigma alive. If you keep that stigma alive, that working on your feelings and going to therapy is a sign of weakness, it's going to never be big. It will never be big as Pride. And like I said before, Pride Month is big and gets a lot of coverage and hashtags and newscasts and all that stuff that other guy said is because that community is strong. The LGBTQIA community is strong. They have a lot of support. That's why it's big. If you want men's mental health awareness to be big, you have to do the same thing that the people in the LGBTQIA plus is doing. Okay. Next video. Let me see. So what are your thoughts on that, you guys? I hate that I have to keep doing this. I know I don't have to, but I do this because I don't want to play the next one right away. I guess I'll just go ahead and play the next one right away. Let's play this one right here.
I noticed that men's mental health awareness is currently being used to turn people against one another on both sides. I see women make posts making fun of men's mental health awareness, saying that it doesn't matter, that men can die, men suck. Oh, well, now you know what it's like being women, da-da-da, all that stuff. And then I see men making posts about men's mental health awareness, trying to bring awareness to men's mental health. And they're on the other end of the spectrum where they're saying that women are at fault for the problems that men have mentally. And women are the reason why men have these issues, which is both sides taking away from the actual issue at hand here and just literally placing all blame on someone else. So let's not lose sight of the bigger picture here, trying to figure out, oh, who's at fault? Are men to blame? Are women to blame? Who caused these problems? Let's just focus on the actual reason for this month, which is to spread awareness of men's mental health. The purpose of men's mental health awareness versus just regular mental health awareness month isn't that, oh, men are special and that's why they get an extra month for mental health awareness, but it's more so to point to the specific injustices when it comes to men in terms of mental health awareness. If your child walked up to you with an axe sticking out of their head, your main concern shouldn't be who's the one who put this axe in your head. First off, it should be, how am I going to make sure that you are okay? Now, although it is important to figure out who's the one who put the axe in this kid's head to make sure that it doesn't happen to anyone else, it is more urgent and more important to figure out first and foremost, how are we actually going to deal with this issue? You have to realize that some of these issues come from just being born, and some of these issues do come from specific experiences that we've had and how we've been raised. And a lot of people that have been raised a specific way, it's not just one parent. Usually it's both parents. Sometimes you're only raised by one parent and that parent isn't the best parent, but anybody can be corrupted to raise a child wrong and cause specific issues in that child when they grow up. So we can't just put all the blame on women and we can't just put all the blame on men. It's anybody. Anybody can be corrupted and cause these issues in men. The main point that I want to make for this video is that men's mental health awareness should be important to everyone because it does affect everyone. Although women's mental health affects everyone as well, historically and traditionally, men have just been told, don't deal with these feelings, or you shouldn't even have these feelings because you're not a woman. Just deal with it. It's not that deep. And men's mental health awareness month isn't, oh, everything's about men. Men are these special stars and that's why they get their own mental health awareness month. But it's to bring attention to the fact that historically and traditionally, we have been told not to deal with our emotions. And whether that's men's fault, okay, say that is men's fault, then that's men's fault. But we still need to bring attention to the fact that this is an issue and is something that we need to work on fixing. So men, stop using men's mental health awareness month as an excuse to make women feel bad for something that they might not have ever even done. And women, stop making men feel bad about the fact that there is a men's mental health awareness month. You wouldn't do the same for Black History Month, so don't do it for men. I noticed that men's mental health awareness is currently being used to turn people against one another on both sides. I see women make posts making fun of men's mental health awareness, saying,
All right, you guys, didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? It stems from childhood. Did you hear what he said? He said, I could tell he was very passionate here. You could definitely hear it in his voice, how he was speaking so fast. He was very passionate to what he was saying. And everything he was saying is absolutely true. I said the same thing. You guys, men, you have to break that stigma, okay? You got to stop saying, you gotta stop dismissing. That's the word I'm looking for. Stop dismissing your feelings, men. Just stop. But I don't know if you guys are ready for that. Are you guys ready for that? Please comment in the comment section. I want to know, are men really ready to drop that stigma? Because like I said earlier, I said that if this was going to be something just as big as Pride Month, a lot of men's ego will be hurt. It will do some damage to the ego because men want to portray themselves as macho man. I'm strong. I don't hurt. That's women with all the emotion issues, not me. I'm a man. So that's why it's not as big as Pride Month. That's why it's not as big. I would love to see it though. I would love to see more men in therapy. I would love to see Men's Mental Health Awareness Month be just as big as Pride Month. I would love to see it. But do the men really want to see it? We have these men that are making these videos that are bringing awareness, but I mean, to be honest, that's not enough. Making videos and saying our mental health matter too, our mental health matter too, that's not enough. That's not enough. I don't think that's enough. You need to do what the people in LGBTQIA plus are doing. You got to do what they did to make a real stance. If you want to see real change, you got to go above and beyond. That's how you show that you're serious to break stigmas, to move mountains. Okay? I'm just a woman, so I really can't start. I can't start it off for you guys. Women can't start it off. You got men, you guys got to start it off. Where's that guy? Where's the guy that's going to start it off to make this just as serious? Maybe the first guy that I just showed his TikTok was called Men Need to Be Heard. I think that was his TikTok. Men need to be heard. Maybe it should start with him. Use your platform, sir. If you want Men's Mental Health Awareness Month to be just as big as Pride Month, use your platform to make it a thing, to make it huge. Women can't do that. We can support you, but we cannot be the start of your movement to make it become something just as big as Pride Month. Nope. You have to do it. Once everyone see that, okay, yep, men are so serious about this, I believe you will have that support. You sure would. But are men ready? Are men really, really ready to get that ego hurt a little bit? Because like I said, it's that stigma. It's that stigma. All right, let's play another one. I'm not going to go in and out of it. I'm just going to do it like this.
So June is Pride Month, but it's also Men's
I
Mental
think
Health
that's
Awareness
no,
Month.
I want to go to this
I noticed
one.
There's a girl who made a video making fun of
So this particular TikTok reminds me of what I mentioned earlier about how that girl took her TikTok down that I had in my list. He's not specifically talking about that girl, the one that I was talking about that I had in my list. I think he's talking about another girl. He's talking about another girl. So let's listen to it. So he's not talking about the one that I said that I had in my list that she deleted as of today. No, he's talking about another girl. All right, so let's hear what he has to say. And also, what were your opinions on what I just said? Earlier. So let's get into it, you guys.
There's a girl who made a video making fun of men's mental health awareness, and let me just tell you, she effed around and she found out because the internet, they all came for her. Because the video she made, the caption of it was saying how, like, when they asked you to take a moment of silence for men's mental health, but in her video, she was, like, yelling and screaming, basically saying she doesn't care for it. And people on the internet, they found all of her social medias. They found her family members' social medias. They found her job, her family member's job, her address. They found everything about her. And since then, she's received so much backlash, she has deleted all of her social media. She doesn't post anymore, and I'm sure her job knows about this now. And I really just hate gender wars. Like, they make no sense, right? Because there's no reason for her to make that video making fun of men's mental health awareness. Like, there's no reason for it. And I know people are just gonna be like, oh, well, she was obviously joking, but it's just like, I don't know. There's some things that, yes, you can joke about, but, like, sometimes it's like, I don't really know if you were joking, like, that's your actual intent or not. Like, I'd rather just not joke about any type of mental health stuff because of just how serious and prevalent it actually is. And let's just make this entire thing a lesson for people, because if you post a video like this and you know you're gonna get backlash, just remember, you may work hard, but the internet works harder and faster. There's a girl who made a video making fun of men's mental health awareness, and let me
See, so this is why I think I barely saw any videos on hating on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, because a lot of these women took their videos down because I think backlash, they were getting doxxed and stuff like that. So they went back on what they said by taking their videos down. Maybe TikTok took it down. Maybe they took it down. I don't know. But like I said, I had a video of that girl. It's a good thing that I wrote down what she said. I mean, I didn't get the chance to write down everything that she said, but these are just some points that I remembered because it wasn't there. It was no longer in my list anymore. It was gone. I even typed it in Men's Mental Health Awareness Month in the search bar in TikTok, and no, I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I did not see her video. And then she removed it or TikTok removed it. So you got to be careful. Like, and like I said before, why would you hate? And I'm talking to you women. Why are you hating on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month? Why? And like I said earlier, if you think it's overshadowing, what about women? What about women? What about women? We are in therapy more than men. Why would we need a Women's Mental Health Awareness Month when we are in therapy more than men? Awareness. Think of the word awareness. Awareness, you're bringing awareness to something so something can change. There aren't a lot of men in therapy, right? We know this. And this goes for the women that know. I mean, this goes for the women that are hating on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. You know that there's not a lot of men in therapy. So why are you hating on men having a month for their mental health awareness, for their mental health, when you know that there's not a lot of men in mental health? That's why they have a month for them. It's to bring awareness to other men and of course other people, but I believe it's bringing awareness to other men that are not in therapy as much so they can go to therapy. Okay. So if you're that woman that, oh, what about us? What about us? No, we are in therapy more. I'm in therapy. I didn't want to bring it up. I've been in therapy for over a decade. I've been in therapy since 2013? Over 10 years. Okay. When I go to my therapy clinic, I barely see men. There's women everywhere. There's women everywhere. That's why they're celebrated. She said, from the girl that the one that took her TikTok down, she said men are praised and celebrated when they go to therapy because they barely go to therapy. You just get excited when you see a man in therapy. You do. When I see guys open up the clinic doors, walk in and they're checking in, I'm like, what? Okay. I mean, it was like that in the beginning. Now I'm just like, okay. But in the beginning, I was like, oh, a man is in therapy. I like that. It makes me so happy when I see a guy working on his mental health. I do. I really do. I sure do. I praise him in silence. I'm not going to literally clap while he's walking through the door and we're all just throwing flowers and clapping. No, but that's how she kind of said it. She said men are praised. Like, yay. I don't see that, but but anyways, you guys, I don't understand hating on it. And to the girl that got doxxed, I mean, I feel sorry for her, but just be careful. Because like you said, the internet will come for you harder. The internet will come for you harder. I hate that she got doxxed and stuff and people found out. I think that he said her address, like where she lived. Oh my God, that's scary. That is scary. But I don't understand hating on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I don't understand it. I don't understand women hating on it. If you're hating on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, it's because I think you just got some kind of thing, just some low key, I wouldn't want to say hatred towards men because hate is a strong word, but I don't know. Maybe too many men must have hurt you. I don't know. Let me not even go there. Just why? Why would you hate on it? And like I said, if you think it's because it's to crap on women, like, and leave women behind, or who cares about the woman? No, I don't think that's what it is. There's nothing wrong about bringing awareness to men's mental health, because like I said over and over again in this video, by and large, men aren't in therapy by and large. So what's the problem? Women, what's the problem? We are in therapy more than men statistically. Okay. I want to say this statistically. I'm sorry. I wanted to pronounce statistics like that because it makes me think of that movie. Let me know what movie. Comment below if you know what movie I got that from. The statistics. I'm sorry. I had to do it. Comment below if you know that movie when he said it like that. Statistics. Anyways, moving on. So I think I got one more.
I noticed that
So June is Pride Month, but it's also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I've been seeing a lot of hate around. So
Okay.
June is Pride Month.
All right, here we go. Sorry.
So June is Pride Month, but it's also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I've been seeing a lot of hate around Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think that's really disrespectful. Firstly, men are gay. Men are trans. men are in the LGBTQ plus community. They also have mental health struggles. I don't feel that this takes away from the LGBTQ plus community. I feel like this is something to add on top of that, specifically for male members of the LGBTQ plus community. Second, men have mental health issues that they struggle with, and they're too afraid to come forward with because of the stigma in our society. And because they feel like they can't talk to anyone about it, they feel like the only option they have left is to not be alive. And there's alarmingly high rates of unaliving for men. And I feel like what people are forgetting is that this isn't just cis, straight, white American men. These are men of any race, religion, or background. These are trans men. These are gay men. These are men in countries where they have to hide their true identity. Men's mental health and their struggles are not talked about enough. The stigma around men having to be strong and tough and not show emotion is not talked about enough. So the next time you want to hate on men's mental health awareness, please think about this.
There's a stigma in the
Okay, I got to mute that because that has music on the end. Let me go back just a tad. Let me see if I can. So just read what it says right here. This is what he's saying on the mic, but I cannot play that because of music copyright. So let's just go back a tad. There is a stigma in this world that men can't talk. Listen, if you're a man and you've got weight on your shoulders and you think the only way is to solve it by unaliving yourself, please speak to someone. Speak to anyone. People would rather, I know, I'd rather have my mate cry my shoulders than go to his funeral next week. So please, let's get rid of the stigma and men start talking. Powerful. That is so powerful. And you see, stigma. I've been saying that, stigma. And if she was right, it does not take away from Pride Month. It does not. Because there are, like she said, gay and trans men that are struggling with their mental health. So why not put Men Mental Health Awareness Month on Pride Month? I was looking in the comment section and I saw that Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is November. Is that true? Comment below. I'm not sure if that's true. Like I said, I just now found out yesterday that there's even a Men's Mental Health Awareness. So I didn't even know. But I was looking through comment sections on some videos and they were saying, no, Mental Health Awareness Month is November. Is that true? Comment below. But yeah, I don't think it takes away from Pride Month because like she said, there are men in the LGBTQIA community that are suffering with mental health issues. So yeah, it doesn't take away from Pride, or it doesn't take away from Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And like I said before, I am going to say it again. I said it several times in this video. If you want Men's Mental Health Awareness Month to be just as big as Pride Month, you got to be more louder. You got to be more louder. And what I mean by louder, you got to support. You got to make this a movement with be more passionate. I'll be out there, maybe, have a peaceful protest and just be like, men's mental health matter. Men's mental health matter. I'm not trying to be funny, but like I said, women can't start this movement for you. Men, you got to start this movement first and then everyone else will follow. If you want to know how Pride Month became so huge, talk to people in the LGBTQIA plus community. Let them know that, hey, what did you guys do to get your movement so out there in the mainstream? But I believe it's just by getting a lot of men on the same bandwagon, getting a lot of men on your team. But are a lot of men ready for that? There are some men, like I said this earlier, some men they know that there's this stigma, but some of them just don't care because they don't want their egos hurt. I think a lot of them like that persona that men are looked at as just strong. They don't, that strong image. There are men that are hanging on to their strong image. They don't want to be seen as weak. They want to be the macho man, the alpha. So men, are you ready? Are you ready to really break down that stigma? Is this something that men just Is this like an attention grab thing for men? Are you ready? I mean, because I would support it. But like I said, I want the men to get the gears rolling first. It's your movement, okay? This is not a woman's movement. This is your movement. If you guys are truly ready to get this to be a mainstream thing, like the guy said in the beginning, is not plastered all over social media. There's no hashtag. There's no TikTok trend. There's no newscast. It's not there's no coverage. If you want all that, you guys know what you got to do. But are you ready? Are you ready? So this last video, I did find one. I mean, this is okay. Let me reword it. Let me first put it on mute. Yeah, I'm already on mute. Okay, so it says, me when it's time to take a moment of silence for men's mental health. And what she's doing is she's dancing around. I guess she don't care. Now, the person who uploaded this is not their video. I think they said she took it down. I was reading the comments. They said she took it down, but she was dancing, just showing her way like, hey, this is my way of showing my moment of silence for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And she's just dancing around. So I wanted to end my video with this. This is the only video that I can find of a woman hating on it. Yes, you could say she's hating on it because she is just dancing, getting her groove on. This is her way of showing her moment of silence for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. All right, let's play it. So she's getting her groove on. Look at this. I had to mute it because there's music. That's a shame. Then there's like some statistics. There's some statistics. There are some statistics of of men's unaliving and stuff, what they go through at the end. You can read that. I'll let it play through again. So there she is. Just dancing. I don't like this. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. And there it is right there. The statistics of what men go through with the therapy. I mean, not with the therapy, what men go through with their mental health. All right, there we go. That just pisses me off. I don't like that. That is all that I have for you guys today. So, if you like this video, if you made it this far, like the video, subscribe, make sure you subscribe. The direction of my channel is live. I want to go live right now. No one knows who I am. This is only my second video. But like I said, the direction of my channel is I go live with these. You will be able to click a link and come on up and give your opinion on topics that I cover. That is how I do it over here. I'm only doing pre-recorded videos because, like I said, I don't have any subscribers yet. So I'm going to work hard getting, finding my supporters by just uploading some videos, pre-recorded videos. And then once I have a good audience of at least 10 people, I think I'll start going live. And then, and that way you guys can click the link and join in on my conversations on the topics that I cover. A lot of my trendy viral videos come from Instagram or TikTok. If you have any other trendy topics you would like me to go over, just send them to my email. Let me go to my closing page. I do have a closing page. So yeah, just ignore that it says I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Ignore that. But I'm going to have my email showing in just a moment. So it's right there. If you have a story or a trendy topic, send it to viralmediaoutletofficial@gmail.com. That is my email for this channel, viralmediaoutletofficial.com. So just take a screenshot, send it to my my email. Let me know what is about. Just briefly tell me what it's about. And if I want to cover it, I'll cover it. Maybe I may not, depending on what it is. I might not cover it. I might. So yeah, that is how that works on my channel, you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. What are your thoughts on today's video? Once again, happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Men, please go to therapy. it is not a sign of weakness. I've been in therapy for a very, 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 very long time. I suffer with some mental illnesses that I do not feel comfortable disclosing, but I've been in therapy for a very long time. And so yeah, men, go to therapy, work on yourselves. And I just hate that there's a stigma that men is seen as weak if they go to therapy. I hate that. It needs to be a change, men. It's time it needs to be a change. That is all that I have for you guys today. I am Chrissy, and you've just watched Viral Media Outlet. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.